Hey, good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is great to be with you. I'm getting ready to set up really early here for the morning briefing, as you well know. And there's a lot to cover. We're going to talk bluefin tuna. We'll talk Ensenada sport fishing. We're going to talk about white sea bass. I think something might happen. The weather. Oh my God, it's beautiful. No wind at all. We're headed to Catalina Island on the El Patron Thursday morning. One spot available. If you'd like to fish with us, that would be fun, and so much more. It's a beautiful morning. Thanks for being here. It's time for the MB coming up next. Michael, what is your wish?
My birthday wish is to see Paulina and fish with her.
Okay.
So,
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Yeah, Michael Imo.
Hey Michael, hello. I heard your birthday is coming and I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday and I can't wait to go fishing with you. I hope you can come with Philip sometime. I'm really, really looking forward to it, or we should plan something out there in LA or San Diego so we can meet and go fishing together. Also, I have a gift for you that I will send with Philip the next time I see him. So you can join the team and you can be part of Paulina Fishing Life family. Happy birthday, Michael. Have a good day.
Hey, good Tuesday morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It's just before daybreak here this morning, and it is beautiful because there's absolutely no wind at all, and I can't wait for that glorious sunrise. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Southern California. Hey, I hope you watched Tackle Shop Confessions last night. Not only another great show with my good dear friend Sam De La Torre at Island Fishing Tackle, but a very special night as we celebrated Michael Limon's birthday, as you could see by the lead-in, and Paulina down in Ensenada. We thank you so very much for being such a great person and sending Michael your birthday wishes. That was a special moment, no question about it. Boy, we got a lot to talk about. Number one, free shipping on Friedman Adventures merch for the next 24 hours. We're going to extend it because I didn't mention it on the morning briefing yesterday. So until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, until 12 noon tomorrow, 12 noon, you get free shipping on Friedman Adventures merch. Time to get your hat and shirt. It really helps the channel a lot if you're able to do that. And so does hitting that like button. We appreciate when you do that. Share these videos with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel and also tick the bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. Also follow us on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, and Apple Podcasts. We deeply appreciate your great support. Wow, we got a lot to talk about, and we are going to jump right into it. Let's go south of the border to Ensenada, where we've seen some really great action on big bonita, a mix on the size of the bonita, excellent rock fishing going on. And if you really wanted to go down there and focus on the calico bass, all you have to do is tell your pongero, I want to fish calico bass. He'll take you to Punta Banda, and there's been some really good calico bass fishing. My kids and I have enjoyed some great fishing with Diego Nuno down there in Ensenada. We enjoy fishing with Diego so much. Of course, Diego is a deckhand on board the Royal Star, but he also has some pongas that he's building some new ones also, but he has a ponga down there. He's got a Parker down there, and man, it is so great to fish with him. So some really big bonita. That yellowtail inside the bay, not biting as well as it once was. We saw some really good fishing earlier on, but it seems to have been forced down. We'll watch it very, very closely for you. On these weekdays, we get a better bite on that fish because there's a lack of boat pressure. And with that lack of boat pressure, those yellows get up under the birch, you roll up on them, you throw an iron, and get bit. So hopefully today's the day when the forkies come back. Now, since we're in Ensenada, not all that far from there is where that bluefin tuna is also hanging out. It is very hit and miss. It's hard to get in on a school, and the best bites have been at night when most of the pongeros are not fishing. So that daytime bite has eluded us for the time being. It could light switch could go on here today. We'll see what happens. But they have not been biting all that well in the daytime hours. We have a big tournament Friday night down there in Ensenada. They have a welcome party and a fiesta with fish tacos, and Saturday and Sunday, everybody down there is fishing. And of course, we're wishing Paulina the very best of luck fishing with her mother and her aunt and our dear friend Foca, who's one heck of a great captain down there in Ensenada. We'll see how that all plays out. Hopefully, that bluefin tuna is going to get back on the bite again here very, very soon. We need that to happen for sure. All right, let's take a look at what we've got going on in terms of the bluefin tuna fishing on this side of the border. When I say this side of the border, I simply mean San Diego-based boats who are going into Baja, California waters. That's where they have been fishing, and I'll tell you, it has been more difficult than productive. There's some guys that have had some really good trips. The new Loan just got in from a 2-day trip. He had 41 bluefin tuna. Nothing wrong with that score. They got some fish on the deck. Pretty darn good. Those guys fish hard on the new Loan. I know the Intrepid had a 3-day trip here recently with some really excellent fishing. For them, they had excellent fishing going on. But overall, it's been tough. I'm looking at a lot of 2-day trips. I'm looking at some 1.5-day trips with 2 bluefin tuna. It has been tough. We've gone from a great deal of promise to just kind of slow fishing to fishing wide open at night on the jigs to kind of just hit and miss. So it's all mixed up right now. It's just lacks consistency, and the overall picture is for slower bluefin tuna fishing right now with some really good hits kicked in there. But that does not represent what the bite is right now. To take one boat when they have an excellent night bite and say, hey, it's wide open, time to go fishing. It may be time to go fishing. Get out on the water is just a blessing no matter what. But if you're looking to catch fish, it's a little bit hit and miss right now. So that nighttime bite, with this kind of weather, we're going to have no wind. That tuna zone where they are fishing that bluefin tuna is just gone down to no wind at all. That should help us a lot. Number one, at night, you want to have a variety of jigs in terms of the grams that you are fishing. So remember, you want to have some of that 300-400 gram type jigs, and then you want to also have like the 180 to 220s at night. Sometimes that has been very effective. I know Patrick Harnjack up there in Montana, who's just recently moved to Utah, had a night bite on the American Angler about a week ago, and he said it was 180 to 220 that was working best of all. So have that variety. Remember, when the captain tells you to drop to the depth he's telling you. Now, Sam De La Torre and I had a discussion last night on Tackle Shop Confessions. Go back and watch that show. Really a lot of fun last night. But we had a discussion about that, and Sam says no matter, your line may look like it's straight up and down, and it's still scoped out, is what Sam is saying. So when you drop to 400, you see your colored line change colors every 100 feet. You get to 400. Sam says you're probably not at 400. He likes to drop an extra 100 feet. Captain says 250. He drops to 350. And then when he winds up, he's sure that he's going to come back up through that fish. So that sounds like sage advice to me. Sounds like a very good way to make things happen out there. Daytime bluefin tuna fishing has really been tough. It's been almost non-existent. There just hasn't been that much going on in the daytime. And when you do catch a fish, it's going to be on the lighter fluorocarbon. I'll tell you, you got to drop that fluoro down to 25 to 30, choose a good hot bait, and that's how you are getting a bite in most cases. At night, again, the weather's been up, but now it is going to be absolutely gorgeous, and that's going to help a lot. Lori Heath on the Constitution was fishing the other night, and she said, heck, if I can't get a fish to eat my jig, I'll snag one. So she wound her fish up sideways, said it was very tough fishing on board the Constitution as it was elsewhere, but she loved the crew and the food and everything else, raved about that. That is all good stuff. So there you have it. That's what we're dealing with in that bite. Hopefully that light switch will go on this morning. Hopefully somebody had a big score last night that I'll be able to report on a little bit later. I haven't heard from anybody so far, but we'll watch that very, very closely. Those long-range guys are busy sometimes and don't post until a little bit later or get the info into Friedman Adventures, so we'll watch it for you very closely. It's tax season. well, it's gone by, but if you have unfiled taxes, Tim Marquez is your man at A Best Income Tax. He's been doing this for 35 years, and he will help you through any tax problems you have. And don't forget, John Lopez, if you have heating and or air conditioning needs, John's a great guy. He'll take care of you over there at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Give John a call this morning. All right, let's get to the Coronado Islands. Now, the Coronado Islands are anywhere. I mean, there's North Island, there's Middle Grounds, there's South Island, there's South Cal Bridge, the Rock Pile, all considered part of the Coronado Islands. So anywhere from like 11 miles from Point Loma, San Diego, down to 22 miles, I think it is. So it's a pretty wide area. And guys have been catching some really quality yellowtail at the island so far this year. A little bit hit and miss, but trying to get some consistency with this nice weather and the solar warming that I think will accompany it. I'm looking for some good forky action this week. A lot of surface ironfish, a lot of yo-yo ironfish. That has been the way to get it done. And I'll tell you, some decent scores going on. The San Diego with 14 of those nice yellowtail yesterday out of C4 Sport Fishing. The Mission Bell with 17 of those nice yellowtail yesterday. And again, there's a little bit of bonita mixed in with it. If they fish rockfish, some guys are do or die on the yellows, but a lot of guys will back it up with some good rockfish. Also, there's lings and reds and all kinds of really great bottom fishing to be had. So the Coronado Islands showing some signs of life, and this weather is certainly not going to hurt the situation one bit at all. It should be really gorgeous out on the water today. Guys are already headed to the islands. Hopefully they will come up with some good scores. Don't forget, we're on the El Patron on Thursday morning, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. The weather is going to be gorgeous. It's a combo trip. We're going to fish surface at Catalina and rockfish over there. So it should be an absolutely great one. I'll tell you that right now. Somebody's coming in a tow truck on the beach. Am I seeing what I'm seeing here? Flashing his light. Oh, no, it's not a tow truck. I don't know. Morning, guys. Yeah, I thought a tow truck was coming at me this morning. All right, anyway. There you have it. That's what a nutcase I am, huh? Tow truck. Thought he was going to come and take me away this morning. All right, so some pretty good yellowtail fishing there at the Coronado Islands, backed up with that rockfish. And we are headed, that's where I was, on the El Patron. I think we have one spot available, 657-227-6459. Send me a text if you'd like to grab that last spot or two spots. I don't know what it is, or maybe sold out at this point. But send me a text and I'll let you know. And we'll see you on the El Patron on, of course, a beautiful Thursday morning. Speaking of the El Patron, they're going Thursday night on an overnight trip. You just have a couple spots available on that one. And I'll tell you, they are going to go with only 11 anglers. That's what they limit their overnight trips to. 11 people. Man, that is a lot of room to fish, and they're going to take you out and look and focus on seabass and halibut, yellowtail. They're going to try to get a surface bite going for you. El Patron, Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org if you'd like to get on board. The El Patron, the night we get back in. So we're going 5 a.m. on Thursday morning, back in at 5 p.m. And then that night you could take off with the boys on the El Patron. That should be a really fun trip. All right, so let's talk about what we have been seeing island-wise. I kind of focused on it a little bit there, talking about Catalina, but we've talked about the Coronado Island. San Clemente Island has also had their share of yellowtail. Best score this year so far, I think, is on the Freedom. They had 10 yellowtail. We've seen the Amigo with some scores. The Fury out of Dana War Sport Fishing has been catching yellows. Virtually anybody who goes to Clemente is at least getting a show on the yellows. You'll see them. Sometimes they bite, sometimes they don't. There's been, again, surface ironfish over there. There's been some yo-yo ironfish, and there's been some bait fish. 25-pound fluorocarbon working best of all. The GT4 from Ahi Promar has been setting the world on fire. That is some great fluoro, and you want to give that a try. You can pick it up at Island Fishing Tackle, at Baja Fishing Tackle in Lomita, California, Shark Bait in Huntington Beach, California. You can pick that stuff up, and man, I'll tell you, if you go to promarahi.com and you put in FA at checkout, you'll get 10% off anything you buy, whether it's a gaff or lobster hoop nets or some of the great jigs that they have over there. All you got to do is put in FA at checkout. So Clementi's got yellows and also some good rockfish. Let's take you to the Channel Islands now, up there in that neck of the woods. And I got to tell you, I'm looking for a sea bass hit here today because Tucker McCombs is out there on the Endeavor out of Ventura Sport Fishing, and he is the king of sea bass. Oh, I know, Alan Watson on the Dreamer, but Tucker's right up there also. He's an extraordinarily gifted angler who works his butt off, and the Endeavor's out looking for a sea bass hit today. The Channel Islands in general, just marvelous rock fishing with lots of big reds and lings, and you know, you're almost guaranteed on good weather days to make that happen. But we're starting to see a few splashes of barracuda. The water's starting to warm up a little bit more. A few sand bass have been taken here recently, and those hits on both halibut and white sea bass are definitely in the cards for you. I kind of skipped over the little island here, Santa Barbara Island. There's been some good fishing there. It's a small island, doesn't take boat pressure all that well, but there's been some sea bass and yellowtail hits there, along with some good halibut fishing. So we'll keep our eyes on SBI for you. Also, beautiful morning sunrise is just starting to happen. It's absolutely gorgeous. You got to feel blessed to be standing here on this beach this morning. Man, is it absolutely gorgeous. So that's your island situation. Looking elsewhere, we start to look at half and 3/4 day boats. San Diego based boats have been having some pretty good calico bass fishing on their local trips. And again, the new Seaforth has been looking at those local yellowtail. There's some yellows bouncing around La Jolla, Torrey Pines, areas like that. Bring your surface and yo-yo iron. That's been mostly the way they've been getting it done, but also they're focused on rockfish, as are most of the boats up and down the SoCal coast. So we see a lot of rockfish right now. Excellent fishing going on the rockfish from, I'm not even going to mention the landings because everybody on a good weather day is going to get you up there near limits of rockfish. It has been extraordinarily good. We look at the Island Spirit and the Californian out of Ventura Sport Fishing, and they are planning on going this week. You can join them. And man, their rock fishing up there has been extraordinary. They have good weather. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. Kids fish free on Sundays on the Island Spirit. And also Monday through Friday, if you buy a full fare on either the Californian or over there on the Island Spirit, you buy a full fare, your buddy goes for half price. So take advantage of it. That's only the month of May when that will apply. So keep that in mind. That is going to be a great advantage to each and every one of you. Great rock fishing up there on both those rigs. We talked to Captain Daniel Hadaway yesterday, and Daniel's excited about the week to come. So hopefully they're going to get out and do some damage. It should be really excellent fishing. All right. Once again, boats up and down the coast, catching the rockfish and doing really well right now. All right, let's talk about the Southern California surf. And I have got to take you south of the border and take you all the way down to the town of Santa Rosalia, just a little bit north of Guerrero Negro. This lady that you see there is in her 80s, and she's fishing the surf down there in Baja, California. Check out that spot fin croaker, 30 inches. Daniel Powell posted this. Daniel, my friend, I hope you're doing well. Daniel Powell posted this, and Daniel knows what he's talking about, and he's caught a zillion surffish down in that neck of the woods. He said he picked that fish up, and he said it was easily 13 pounds. Just a massive spot fin croaker that had to have put up a real tussle. That is a beautiful catch. Man, I love catching those big spot fin croaker. We're starting to see a little bit of that now. Grunion lay their eggs here in the Southern California surf during this time, and these crazy little sandworms come out and they feed on the grunion eggs. Now, what am I getting at? Spot fin croaker love to eat those sandworms. So if you can dig up some sandworms and fish bait, that's how you'll catch spot fin croaker. You don't catch them on artificials all that often. You catch them mostly on bait. So you can get all the bait you'll need right down on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. What's wrong with me? Down there, they've got all the bait you'll need at Big Fish Bait Tackle. They also have the GT4 Fishing Fluorocarbon available for you right now. Check it out. Get that fluoro. Fish these Corbina that are also here in the Southern California coast. There's been also some yellowfin croaker and halibut, and they are giving away a free custom rod right this month for the biggest halibut in the surf. So you might want to get down there and enter that contest, which absolutely is free. All you got to do is buy a ruler, catch a big halibut, upload that photo to the Big Fish Instagram page. Wait, wake up, Phil, okay? And then you're in the contest and you could be the lucky winner, no question about that. So some pretty good action in the surf. I'm going to go do a little bit of surf fishing here this morning. If we do anything at all, I'll make sure I update you on that. All right, my friends, what can I tell you? Remember, you've only got 24 hours or 12 noon. What did I say? 12 noon tomorrow to take advantage of the free shipping for Friedman Adventures merch. Deeply appreciate it. If you could buy a hat or buy a shirt and sport it out there and show your support for the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Deeply appreciate that. It's www.embroiderycreations.net and order up and no shipping costs until 12 noon tomorrow. All right, we're going to watch it very, very closely. We'll continue to monitor all this fishing. We'll see if that bluefin's going to bite, if these yellows are going to turn on further. And we'll be watching Tucker McCombs up there in the Channel Islands to see if he can't make a sea bass bite a reality here today. My money's on Tucker. I'm thinking you're going to see some sea bass here a little bit later on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. In the meantime, have a great day. Go back and watch Tackle Shop Confessions. One spot, I think, left for our El Patron trip on Thursday morning. Would love to see you on that one. And of course, another gorgeous day here in Southern California. Once again, you have to feel blessed. Take care. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon.